Sheldon Primus.
Welcome to the Safety Consultant Show with Sheldon Primus, where we blend safety smarts with business brilliance and a pinch of Sheldon's signature wit. Whether you're a safety pro, a fresh-faced consultant, or just safety curious, get ready for a show that'll educate, entertain, and elevate your safety game. Let's dive into the art of consulting with your safety Sherpa himself, Sheldon Primus.
This episode is powered by Safety FM.
All right, we are going to dive into our final episode related to making your position indispensable. Yeah, you. Here's the safety person. Not getting fired. Look at you. Hanging in there. Getting some worth out of you. So that's what I'm doing today. Safety Consultant Show with Sheldon Primus. Hopefully you're all doing well. I am recording this probably the day I release it right now. May 3rd, 2025. So far we've been talking about why safety is usually the position that is the first to go. Generally speaking, is because no one really understands our true connection into the organization, that we are the ones that value finding risk and doing something about it. Then talked about some misnomers about what people think will happen now that there's a Republican in office. They think, all right, it's a freebie, no more rules. And that's not the truth. So we got you guys the truth from there. And now the last part of this presentation, if you would. Hold on, here's the last part. We are now going to talk about the true cost of an incident and just kind of work you guys through the part where you need to just prove your worth again, but prove your worth in dollar figures. And you're going to have to kind of toot your own horn over here. That's what we're looking for. Because unfortunately, not everybody knows what we do and doesn't know our importance. So here's some of the strategies, some of the things that we're going to end up having to make sure everybody knows to help make ourselves indispensable as a department. Do your best to tie any kind of safety activities into production goals as well. So let's see, near miss reporting. How's this? Let's say you're doing near miss reporting and you end up finding that this near miss would have led to at least a reasonable person could say a half hour to an hour worth of downtime. And if you put that matrix in with like some sort of reporting, now you could show that you're saving X amount of time, which is going towards production. So that's one way of doing it. It's like just a cost, tying your safety metrics into some other metrics that people will look at, production metrics. So there you go. X amount of time it would take for us to handle this message, to whatever it is training, for your stand down, for your reporting, and for you to do that, you're going to have to get like an X amount of time. It usually takes you to go through some reports or something similar to that. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to tie our safety metrics into production goals, so they could see what one incident is going to cost in time away from work. Here's another one. We're going to use some cost avoidance metrics. So the purchase of X amount of PPE is going to prevent X amount of claims. So at that point, what you're looking at is you're looking at the cost of one incident. And of course, if you had last year's numbers, then that will definitely help. And what you're going to show is we are investing X amount in our controls, and the controls is preventing one incident, and here is the cost of an incident. You would have to go to the OSHA.gov safety pays. So that's the page, OSHA.gov/safety pays. You put in one incident or dollar figure related to an incident. You're going to need to know your company's profit margin. But after you put that in, then it's going to tell you the direct and indirect costs of an incident. So at that point, you really start to show how much an incident is actually going to be worth, dollar figures. So I've went over the OSHA safety pays a few times in the program, but that is a good one to know. That's going to help you with that comparison. Next comparison is, I shouldn't say comparison, that's maybe the wrong way of saying it, but next thing that's going to help you kind of stand out is literally being there in meetings. As best as you can, you want to get involved in planning meetings, operation meetings, logistics meetings, and you're going to show the value of risk and being aware of low risk. So any of those meetings, you're listening out to find out, we should check this area a little bit more because this risk now is introduced. And so be that person to show up. Tell them a little bit about, what your discipline is. And one of the last things that you're going to do is you really want to just display and show your wins. So as much as you can, whenever there's things that work well, get those stories from the workers and start telling your stories, start telling your wins, especially when you start saving time, energy, effort, and money. You want that to go out there. So that's the long and short about what you're looking to do. So here's some examples of how to do this. First with the return of investment. So let's say that there's some sort of work that you do and you are abating a slip, trip, and fall hazard. You look that up in the OSHA.gov and you see how much the average is going to cost. And let's say you're going to prevent a back injury, which could lead to $75,000 in treatment, lost time, claims, all that stuff. So at that point, you now are going to basically show that your activity is going to reduce the chance for this back injury, and therefore this is money that you are now saving the organization, and you're saving it by preventing their profits from going out. So that's usually the money that we deal with, is the profits. So, all right, hopefully that's going to help you guys get some understanding of how much your activity is worth as a department. Here's some data from the OSHA white paper. This is the OSHA Injury and Illness Prevention paper that later on became their voluntary injury protection program. It says that the indirect costs can range from 1.1% on the dollar, and it's a multiplier for every dollar spent. So it depends on how much it is, but it could be as low as 1.1 times the actual event up to 4.5 times the actual event. So meaning the direct costs, the things that insurance is going to pay for, the things that's easy for you to quantify, then that's going to be the direct cost of an incident. The indirect costs are things like productivity going down. It's stuff like retraining for temporary workers, things like that. So that cost now could be up to 4.5 times the cost of the direct cost, the easy stuff. So get that out there. Make sure your bosses know about that. If there's a lot of layoffs and a lot of turnover, then you now could say, as an agency, you guys could help plug in that turnover range. And the way you're going to do that is you're going to review job descriptions. You're going to talk to the workers that are currently doing the work. You could leverage AI for this, and that is going to truly be uploading the job description, asking for a profile of who would be the ideal candidate for this position, and you're looking for a generation. Actual generation will give you age too. And then also you're going to want to figure out, where is this model, I guess that would be candidate. Where does this model candidate hang out? So that means, are you doing ads in Facebook? Are you doing ads on TikTok? Are you doing ads in LinkedIn? And that's the benefit of trying to figure out who is your avatar. That might be the terminology that you've heard before. So that just for this case, then what's safety doing is you're now helping fill a position, because when you get certainty in positions, I was going to let myself down with that one. So you need certainty in certain positions so that you could reduce risk. And then when you reduce risk, the workers are going to truly plug in more, and they'll do more work because they feel like, they're going to be protected in work, and you got their back and all that stuff. So you could truly be a department that helps spot inefficiencies and help the organization address that. A lot of this also is going to end up lowering your workers' comp cost, and that's a big cost for organizations. However, that the calculation for lowering the workers' comp cost is going to end up using something called a experience modification rate, and that rate in itself is a little longer to get some action to see it lower. So if you're going to address the EMR and tell your boss that they're going to need to invest in safety because we're going to lower the workers' comp cost, that one's a long-term one. So yes, you could do it, and that's something that is definitely safety can do, is help lower the cost. You now are just going to have to give them a time frame, which is long-term, a good 3 to 4 years. It's going to take long term, but it can be done if they give you the opportunity. So again, what you're going to be going for is you're going to be doing the business case of safety. Know that you may not be able to just throw the OSHA boogeyman out there. Work with me so we don't get an OSHA whatever citation. Some of you may actually still have OSHA issues. And we went over that last episode. But not everybody will. So the best thing to do is talk about boosting productivity, lowering absenteeism, gonna raise morale and increase productivity. All those things were things that we have data to show that safety department can do. So we get that OSHA white paper, the OSHA 3885 document. A lot of that is what the white paper used to be. The 3835. 3885. That's OSHA 3885 is the document you're looking for. VPP, Voluntary Protection Program, Safety Health Achievement Recognition Programs. Those are some programs that you guys could use to say, all right, if we could get these programs, then we could be more attractive as an organization for better bids, better jobs. So there you go. Those are some ways for you guys to keep your job, to show your worth. And with the last couple of weeks together, hopefully this is going to paint the picture for you guys to show that safety is worth it. That you guys are just as valuable as production and all the other functions of the organization. That's what I'm doing here, all right? So, chin up. You guys got it? Go get them.
That's a wrap for today's safety show. Remember, safety isn't just about hard hats and caution signs. It's about business smarts too. Thanks for joining us on the Safety Consultant Show with Sheldon Primus. Until next time, stay safe, stay savvy, and keep consulting like a boss. Go get 'em. The views and opinions expressed on this podcast or broadcast are those of the host and its guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within the past hour, only examples. It should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the positions of the company. No part of this podcast or broadcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic recording, or otherwise without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast or broadcast, Sheldon Primus.
This episode has been powered by Safety FM.
Are you ready to make a difference? Introducing the Safety Consultant Blueprint course. Unlock your potential as a safety consultant. Learn the skills, strategies, and ethics to create safer workplaces for your very own client. From risk assessment to client acquisition, we've got you covered. Become a safety consultant and open doors to being your own boss. Join us and be the hero of workplace safety. Enroll today. Safety starts with you. Take the first step now. Visit our website and enroll in the Safety Consultant Blueprint course. Empower businesses. Protect lives. SafetyConsultantBlueprint.com.